What are your top 3 currency trades for this year?
Well, so using our expectation that tariffs will be delivered, I think within Asia specifically, we do think that renminbi, Thai Baht and Korean Won will be the 3 biggest underperforming currencies within the region. And that is not necessarily because of tariffs being implemented directly, but if they do, naturally, that will be a negative. But if we look at the economic makeup, these are economies that are well exposed to trade. They're very open economies. They have a high exposure of exports going to the US. They're also low yielders and high beta currencies, particularly in Korea and Thai Baht's case. So they will be sensitive to that risk-off sentiment if we do see tariffs being implemented. And economically, these economies are in a much weaker spot. The central banks are needing to deliver rate cuts. For the Bank of Korea in particular, we're looking for 2 or 3 rate cuts over the course of this year. Bank of Thailand might be a little bit more resistant, but if they are also hit with tariffs directly, we do think that more cuts are likely to come from them. But ultimately, this is a backdrop that's particularly weak then for these economies. Weak economics, risk of tariffs being hit, high beta, and low yielders, and that makes a pretty weak story then for those particular currencies.
And for Korea, the political situation also makes things murkier, right? So what are you expecting in terms of downside risk for the Korean won, in terms of more weakness for the Korean won?
Exactly. So we are expecting a move up towards 1,500 in dollar Korea. And that isn't necessarily because of the politics, but at least from an economic perspective, the political developments now are holding up fiscal policy from being delivered. And that means that the pressure is on the BOK to deliver some policy stimulus through rate cuts. And with no fiscal coming until maybe Q2, ultimately then the path is likely to be lower in the near term.